Okay, so this video is going to be unedited, completely live, besides cleaning up some color and some audio, because I wanted it to be as raw as possible. I really wanted to show you what I was working with. I'm currently on vacation at an Airbnb, and I have an entire podcasting content creation studio with me that I was able to carry onto an airplane. And I want to show you how that's possible. I want to show you the gear I'm using and how I was able to pack it all away, because it's pretty impressive if I do say so myself. My name is Patrick. I'm a worship pastor and a content creator who lives in New York City, and I exist to equip, empower, and encourage other worship pastors and leaders, as well as creatives in their field. So here's what I took with me on the plane to get here. Now, my family was with me, so I had 3 kids. I have my wife, who's amazing. But for me, as a content creator, my luggage, which, clothes, things like that, packed away at the bottom of the plane. But with me, just in case, I had my personal item, which is this little sling from K&F Concept. I think it was like $20, $30. And then I have the Peter McKinnon, the big guy, the 35-liter backpack. Let me start with this little, carry-on personal item. Let me start with the personal item just to show you what I have. So number one, I have the switch pod. On top of the switch pod, I have Ulanzi's foul cam system, which you're going to see a lot in all of this gear, so that I can just quickly pull cameras on and off the switch pod. Okay, and speaking of cameras, I do have the full frame Sony ZV-E1 with me at all times. And I can just throw it right onto the switch pod, set it over there, and I'm good to go. On the ZV-E1, I have the 24-70 G Master 2 lens. This is incredible. An incredible camera that looks great. I use it for tons of videos, and it is my run and gun camera. So I can just take this with me, shoot what I want, throw it on the switch pod, film, a talking head video. There's not a lot of adjustment to the tripod, but it works really, really well if you set it up on a table or something like that. So I always have the Sony ZV-E1. Along with that, I carry around my favorite action camera, the Insta360 X4. I have the lens guards on it. I have a little cage on it. All of this is going to be linked down below, but this camera has been so extremely impressive to me. It is able to capture 8K, 360 degrees. I use it every time I'm kind of like going out shooting somewhere. It works incredibly. I love this camera. I'm able to pull it out of my bag, throw it up, and just film all around me and decide later in post which angles I'm going to work with. So tomorrow I'm shooting a podcast with a friend, and I'm going to have not only my Sony ZV-E1 and the other cameras I'm going to show you, but this guy is going to be up on a monopod, constantly recording, so that I can just kind of pinpoint areas of the room, because we're going to be talking about gear, and he's a worship pastor at a church, and we're going to be talking about what he's using to create in his backstage area. So having this with me while I'm filming, I got a full frame amazing camera, but I also have this filming 360, super, super important. And again, on the bottom, I have Ulanzi's foul cam, the smaller attachment, which I can show you how I use that in other ways. But essentially, these are 2 cameras that I have in this sling with me at all times. I also have an iPhone adapter. I have my Jabra headphones. I have an AirTag in here in case I lose it. I've got my wallet. And then I also have this mini tripod. So if I wanted something that was a little bit more low profile, I can throw this down here, take my ZV-E1 off, and just throw it right there on the table. So having tripods like this, where I have some variety for how I want to shoot, very important to me. I'll just leave that over there. Let's see, what else is important to talk about here? I have some toys for my 3-year-old to play with if all else fails and we aren't ready to use the iPad yet. But yeah, so in my carry-on, my personal item, I have 2 amazing cameras. Let me set this to the side. Love that thing. Oh, and yeah, and let me just show you what it looks like, when I'm strapped in. just like this, able to carry it with me, have the camera right here, pull it out when I want. Love that. It's water resistant, not waterproof. I wouldn't throw it around, but it does have some protective padding, and you can change the padding inside is modular. You can change it so that it can fit different size cameras, different size lenses, things like that. And the reason why I keep this 24-70 lens on here, it is a zoom lens, kind of pretty decent zoom, amazing autofocus. I love this camera, and having it as my run and gun is super amazing. I mean, my phone shoots in 4K. This guy shoots in 8K, but this is just such a clean full frame image. I love it. Now let's get to the big guy. So this is where things get really interesting. Let me start on this back pocket here. With me at all times, I have a very long USB-C cables, Thunderbolt 4, I believe, that are actually really cost effective. I don't buy the expensive ones, and they work great. I've got like a 6-footer and a 10-footer in here. You never know when you're going to need that long cable. I have some screen cleaner. I have a cloth for that screen cleaner. And then here I have some really important pieces of gear. Number one, I have my battery charger for my cameras. Not only is this a battery charger where I can send USB-C signal to it to charge, it also can send USB-C signal out to charge other devices. So kind of a twofer there. What else do I have in here? I see some other stuff that I've forgotten about. Oh, portable battery for my phone, MagSafe battery. And then I have the Rode Wireless Go 2 system. Now I'm wearing one of the Rode Wireless Go's right now, but the rest of that system is here. I don't love the Rode Wireless Go system. I like the DJI system. I also really like the Hollyland, the new MK2. Am I thinking of Mortal Kombat? Don't know. But I like the DJI mic system. Why am I not using it today, or why do I not have it with me? Because one of the transmitters died and I had to pay to fix it. Not happy about that. It is what it is. So I have these two systems here, very important. I also have these two systems. No, one system, Rode Wireless Go, and then my battery charger. I also have two SSD drives, Samsung T5 and T7s here. One is, I think they're both 2 terabytes. I don't remember. Then over here in this pocket, I've got a couple of other zipper pockets and attachments here. Not a lot in here except for like my passport just in case, and extra cards that I don't need to carry with me all the time. Got some pouches on this bag. Nothing's in there except some, so I've talked about this a ton, but I cannot have nice sunglasses. I lose them too frequently. I've already lost a pair, I think, since being here. So what I've started doing is for like 20 bucks buying an Amazon kids birthday party pack of sunglasses. Each one of these comes individually wrapped in plastic. They're not phenomenal, but they're pretty durable. And when I need a new pair, they're like pink and yellow, like all the colors you would want. I just reach into that bag, which is in my like top drawer at home, and I just grab 2 or 3 pairs out, throw them in a suitcase if I'm going on a trip, because I know I'm going to come back with maybe one, and that's only like 20 bucks for a pack of like 15 to 20. So super easy decision there. This guy is incredible. This is my invisible pole for my Insta360. One of my kids is kicking something over there, and I'm going to check on them real quick to make sure nothing breaks because I don't own this home. Be right back. Well, hey there. I get asked all the time, how does your stuff look and sound so consistently good? And if you're asking that question, well, I have a free resource for you that's going to help you out. If you visit iampatrickmurphy.com/gear, I have a working document of every piece of gear I use to create the content you're viewing or listening to right now. Now, what do I mean by working document? Every time I try something new or buy something new, I add it to this list if I am using it. So you're always up to date with what you need to create the content that you should, because everyone should be creating. You have something to say, but you're not saying it, you're not filming it, you're not recording it because you don't know what you need to get that done. Well, that problem is now solved. Visit iampatrickmurphy.com/gear to get my list of gear and get started creating. Let's jump back into this episode, and I hope you have a great day. I know I said I wasn't going to edit any of this, but the conversation I just had with my kids, I don't know if you want to hear that, but this is my invisible pole. When I put and again, it has, actually, I can show you this right there. It has that Falcam system on it where I can just take the Insta360, attach it here. I can also take this tiny little tripod, which I didn't tell you the brand name or anything of this tiny tripod. It's just like, it's a SMA tree, I don't know, tripod. And I can just attach this here. I always do this wrong. I mean, it's easy, it just slides in, but oh, I did it right the first time. And I can just take this, and this is how I'm gonna set this up tomorrow when I'm filming that podcast. I'm just gonna put this super high up. I'm gonna press record, and it just sees everything around me. So I have this invisible pole with me all the time with the Insta360 on it. It will not hold the weight of my bigger cameras, but it's great for this. And it also, the Insta360 has that me mode where I can hold this out and just walk like this, and it will make the pole disappear. If anybody knows anything about filming or gear or GoPros or X3s and X4, you know that I'm holding a selfie stick, but it makes it all disappear almost completely. So it kind of looks like you have a whole film crew with you, just following you around that's just invisible. It's really, really cool. So I have that selfie stick there, and it goes like 9 or 10 feet, maybe higher. I don't know. I'm hoping this audio works great. This is like, I am so not used to this. Most of my videos are edited really well, like super crispy. So
how's bragging camp going?
Let's go a little bit deeper into the bag. On the side here, I have my travel tripod. This guy is incredible. It's made by Newer, if I'm even saying this right. This is a pan tilt head up here. Obviously super portable and not like as high quality as like the bajillion-dollar heads out there for tripods, but it goes very, very high. I'm taking this with me. This will be probably like my A cam is gonna go on this tomorrow when I film. And while I'm at this Airbnb, I have my main camera on this tripod always, and I can just take it into any room I want. All right, let's go down here to the main cube compartments of the backpack. Remember, this is my entire like podcast studio for travel. So I love that this Peter McKinnon bag can hold all this. I'm not just saying this, I bought this bag used because new, it's just too expensive. It's way too much money, but worth it. It has been the most high quality backpack I've ever used. I absolutely love it. You'll notice that there's another Falcam backpack strap here, backpack clip on the strap, where I can just take my camera and just clip it onto my bag. It's not going anywhere, so that if I'm walking through the airport and I want to have this with me, I can. But for now, let's leave it over there. Okay. So here we go. Here's the cube system that I'm working with. There's not a ton up here. I have an iPad Pro from a few years ago in this pouch. We don't need to see that. Everybody's seen an iPad. Here's another Falcam accessory that I absolutely love. I can just throw my camera right on here. Oh, nope, I gotta go the other way. And I've got just a nice little handle for my camera. I've never really done this, but if I wanted to, I could do the same thing on my 360 cam. I could just take it. I said I could take it. I said I could take it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and just kind of hold it like that. I don't even know why I would never do that. Whatever. Okay. But I have this handle here. I have a miniature Newer, pretty high-tech, no, heavy duty is what I was looking for. Heavy duty ball head from Newer that works great. Love that. And I love how it has the levels on it. So you see when things are perfectly level. I have this arm from iFootage, this spider arm or something, along with this clip here. If you want the most secure clip on the planet that will hold anything taut, go with this guy. Because you'll notice one little trick I've done here is on the bottom of my ZVE1, I have the full Falcam attachment here that goes right into the clip there. But on the top, I have the miniature one, because on this arm, I have the miniature connection. So yes, if I need to film something like this, I can, or like this, I can, and then in post, rotate. So I have both of those attachments here so that I can use this arm if I ever need to with this camera. Me personally, I thought that was a really good idea. You get on there. Okay. I also have a nice little diffuser and this Tech light that was sent to me. It's an X60. It's a 60-watt light, RGB. I can control it with my phone. This is a great light that I can just mount anywhere, again, using an arm like this, or even a smaller arm I have here, this little Ulanzi one. If I'm just sitting at a desk like this and I didn't have just like these house lights here, I could just throw it up on a pole or something. Very, very helpful. I also have, I mean, you know, you're probably already looking at this wondering, what's this, you know, other camera here? This is the FX30. So I have the ZVE1, I have the Insta360 X4, and then I have the FX30. Now this is a cinema camera, crop sensor, not a full frame, again, made by Sony. And here I have the 16-35 G Master 2 lens. Every talking head video you've seen on my channel, if you have, check out the rest of my videos. You are probably watching over the past 4 months or so. I've been using this camera for almost every talking head video. I absolutely love it. I'm going to use it tomorrow to shoot my podcast because A, you should be videoing your podcasts. It's just another way to get your stuff out there on another platform. And B, the reason why I'm using it to shoot my podcast is it has an internal fan. It will not, generally, with regular use, it will not overheat. Whereas this one, or the Sony ZVE10 or ZVE10 Mark II, might overheat. I'm not saying it's going to, but it might. So I always have this with me for a lot of my talking head stuff, a lot of my live streams, a lot of my podcasts, because it just doesn't overheat. And for both of these lenses, I also have this variable ND filter. You screw this onto your lens, and it's essentially sunglasses for your lens, letting in more or less light. So if you're outside, you've got this great lens, but it's just so blown out because it's so bright. 'Cause I'm in Florida right now. I can use this, and it's like, you know, it obviously lowers the amount of light allowed to come in. It's sunglasses, and you've still got a great image, great lens, but it's not blown out by all that sunlight. I already showed you this little arm here. I have this PGY Tech SD card holder, both just regular SD cards, mini SD, CF Express A cards, which this has a CF Express A. The FX30 has a CF Express A. This has a regular SD card. Both of them can fit here, in here, and then it also is a card reader. It's got USB-C right there, which I just think is extremely important. So this is pretty durable. It can get a little bit wet. It's not waterproof, I don't believe, but yeah, really, really helpful. Also in this little pouch, which by the way, this pouch here is modular. I can just pop this out and take it with me if I wanted. I got this on sale. I love it. And it's part of the McKinnon Nomadic brand. And I can just put my little accessories in here. Video mic Go 2 from Rode. This is not only, you know, that 1/8" plug straight to your camera, but also has a USB-C port. So this can plug into a computer, into an iPhone. I should be using it with the iPhone now, but I wanted to show you how I had it packed away. And it can be used as a mic for a live stream or for recording right to your digital audio workstation, your DAW on your computer or in your iPad or your iPhone. Love this mic, and it sounds incredible, which is the most important part. And then for my Insta360 X4, I have this little charger here with a couple of extra batteries. We're about to go to Universal Studios. This is going to be something I'm recording with a ton, so I knew I wanted extra batteries. Speaking of being modular, at the top of this bag, I have this modular case. Now it pops out, and just like everything else, it holds a bunch of gear and my medication. Super important. But I can watch this if I wanted to. This is a lot to carry around. If my wife is like, hey, can you go grab this, but bring your camera because you're probably going to want to film. And I'm like, oh, I need a little bit more than that, but not this whole thing. I can unzip this pouch and pull out an entire backpack. So this turns into the backpack where this is the base. here are the straps. But when you're not doing that, you just fold it up and you zip it up. This is a huge gamble. I didn't know if this was going to be easy to pack up once I opened it all up, but apparently it is. So this itself is an extra backpack you can have with you, and also has this portion here where you can slide in like a tripod or something like that. Oh, this also has a portion on the bottom where you can slide in and attach a tripod or monopod, like this guy right here. I'm going to be bringing that with me. So I love these little modular designs that in and of themselves store your gear, but also have these extra little features that you can use on the go. Super helpful. I'm not going to, I know we're not doing any editing, but I just want to make sure I'm still recording. Okay, cool. I'm just so nervous. And all of my videos are normally, the majority of my videos are talking head, on the go, quick cuts, scripted. This is none of those things. So I'm a little in my feelings right now about the video. Let's get back to this. Now on the top here, I have the XLR unit that goes on the top of my FX30. So right here, I have two inputs, both, these are combo jacks, both XLR and 1/4 inch inputs. So I could put a microphone and a guitar right into these two inputs and record with my FX30, a really cool worship set or something like that. It also has an 1/8 inch input here. Long story short, this is its own little audio interface. I may cut away. I know we're not doing tons of editing. Like I said, I've said it 17 times, but I may cut away to kind of just show you how this looks, because this is such an incredible accessory for the FX30, and I take that with me everywhere. I have my Leatherman, which is really cool. I also have a tech support business that I've run for quite some time, and that's my logo. And my wife got me this Leatherman. You got to have a multi-tool. You never know what you're going to run into, what you're going to need to fix. Like I said, have my medication, super, super important. And then here I have one of the most important things for not just my on-the-go content creation rig, but for my family. This is like a $20, maybe even just like a $15 cable pouch. I have all of my USB-C accessories, combo adapters, like, one USB-A port going to USB-C, Lightning, mini USB. And then here I have just another USB-C adapter for my computer, a couple of extra Falcam, little combos here for if I want to add anything. And of course, I'm having a hard time putting it back together. Okay, come on, Patrick, you got this. Nailed it. Also have just like some screw adapters and things like that. HDMI to USB-A. Let's see here, some extra screen protectors for my X4 because it tends to crack and get scratched. Also some extra ties for, my one complaint about this backpack is the zipper handles. What are these called? Here? These, they break really easily. So I bought like a $10 Amazon pack, and these have just been so rock solid. Is there anything? Oh, spigots. You gotta have spigots. What did I just throw? Gotta have spigots to, adapt 1/8 inch to all the other inches. So this cable pouch is extremely important. It goes on every trip, whether I'm by myself or with my family, because, the kids are always like, oh, I need to charge my Oculus or my, whatever. And then once I am ready to go, let me put that back in a little bit better. Once I am ready to go, so just so you know, none of the stuff I'm filming with right now, except for this little mic, go in this bag. I'm using my phone because I really wanted to show you how all this gear fits in. Once I'm ready to go for tomorrow, like I said, this is going to be recording everything probably somewhere off camera, but in the middle of the room, so I can point to certain angles that I'd like to see. But this is going to probably be, somewhere up on a shelf directly at, my FX30 is going to be on a stand directly at my subject that I'm interviewing. I want to be able to cut to them and have a real crisp image of Paulo, my friend. I want his face and his expressions. And this is probably going to be a full a shot of both of us that is wide enough that in post I can cut directly to myself if I need to make an edit like that. But when it's time for me to go, I essentially get all of this stuff packed back in. And like I said, you already know, I've shown you how this all works. Put this in here, lock that down, that right there. And where is my, yes, this is going to come with me here. Okay. I tend to leave these little pouches just open. I don't zip them up inside the backpack because I want really, really easy access. But let's get my ZVE1. One thing I love about these FalCam clips, I know I keep talking about them, is not only does it lock your camera in place, but once you lock, or whatever in place, but once you lock it in place, you can actually lock this little switch. So even if I push it, the camera's not coming off, but then I unlock, push the button, pull, and I'm good. I'm so thankful to have these cameras. These are newer to me, if I'm honest. I haven't always had gear this good, but this past few months, I really invested in some stuff. Oh, I forgot my ball head. I really invested in some stuff that I needed for my business, because that's what I consider this. Not only is this a passion and a project, it's not only fun for me, but this is a business. I want to turn this into something that's not only helping and empowering creators and worship leaders, but the stuff I do with this equipment, I want to make something out of it. And I'm on my way, I think. Take my my personal item, my little sling bag here, by the way, I like to put the lens towards the bag, not towards the outside of the bag, because I wouldn't want something to bang. If it bangs against I don't want anything hitting against my camera, but if it hits against the body, I feel like that's a little bit more stable than the lens. I don't know. Could be some famous last words there. I put this switch pod here. Sticks out a little bit, but that's okay. Take my Insta360 off here. Throw it right there. I normally have an actual cloth that covers this as well, because these little screen protectors that are on the Insta360, they get dinged and scratched very easily. Okay, so this is ready to go. That's kind of like my go bag. This I need to throw. I'm not quite. Whoa. Now, I'm not saying it is easy to carry all this stuff in here, but I am saying, isn't it impressive that I have this much stuff in one bag? I mean, I got 2 tripods just in here, and then a whole nother tripod here. Now, the one thing I did forget is this, my M1 MacBook Pro, and it slides right into the backside of the backpack here, zips up, super safe. Look at that. That's a whole content creation studio, podcast studio on the go. I am by no means going to be the one that tells you, am I still recording? Oh my God. I'm not going to be the one to tell you like, oh, and all this stuff is so cheap and you can do all this for less than, no, these cameras were expensive. These lenses were expensive. This backpack was expensive. Some of the stuff in here is really cost effective, but I'm not trying to make the point that I did this all bang for your buck. Some of it is. I'm really trying to make the point that I am able to create anywhere I go, and you can too. So do not forget to look down in the description. I've got links to everything down there. I want you to check that stuff out, because not only does it help me, but it's going to show you what you can take with you for your next content creation session, your next conference, whatever it is you have going on. And if you want, I don't want you to miss this. If you want a list of this gear, because I'm going to be honest, this is what I have now. My gear list is constantly changing. Go to iampatrickmurphy.com/gear, because there I have a working document. What do I mean by working document? A document that I'm constantly updating with gear that I've purchased that I use with me on the go, podcast, iPhone setup, whatever it is. So if you want the list, if you don't want to do the guesswork of what should I buy, download or sign up to get my list and I will share it with you. It's really, really going to help you out. But do not forget before you go that if you're enjoying this video, you're going to enjoy this one as well. Thanks.